Yes, I am. Hard to believe we are at our last day together. I can't believe that together we have made it. Don't let the last 5 days be wasted. There has been an overarching theme to get you to take action throughout all of the 5 days. And today is where you will be deciding to do something different and then committing to a timeline to start and finish. But I've got some really important things to do first. We need to do our little countdown as we wait for people to come on in live. Now, don't forget, there is a prize for the most sparkliest of attendees, but we also have a prize for the most sparkliest in the team as well. So we're going to need a hand in choosing that. So first off, let's kick off our countdown, and I'll be back in 3.5 where we will be checking out what everyone's got sparkling. One moment, please, while I grab.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Alrighty, guys, look at the amazing team hanging out over there. Hey, John, look what John's wife did. That is absolutely amazing. All right, come on up. Let's have a look. Here is Ash. Hello, Ash. You're very
Hi
sparkly.
everyone. Thank you. I am a soldier. or what's that thing? King? Knight? I'm a knight.
She's a knight, people. Her sister, who's not well, got up. If you were here early, you would have seen her being wrapped. It was quite funny. Beverly, come on up, unmute, and share what your sparkle you're bringing today is.
Hello, everyone. So I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm wearing a shimmy dress for New Year. And I stole this from my dog because this is my dog's shades.
Oh my goodness, your dog's shades. What about our Venodi? Come on up, Venodi. You look like an Egyptian goddess, honestly. Look at her.
Hello. I'm wearing my sparkly, the only outfit I had. That's a skirt, but I'm wearing it as a top today.
Get creative, just like Ash. Now, I have to, John, come on up, buddy. Come on up.
Hello, everyone. So right now, shout out to my wife because she created this one. I can't say anything else for her.
And it says Omni Sam, and you've even got rings, John. Show us your rings. Look at him. He's rocking on out. Oh my God. Everybody who's come sparkly today has to totally take a photo so we can do a montage or something together. Sharon, come on up. Show us your sparkle, baby. You've got it going on. She's looking for the mute button if she can see it through those glasses. She's looking for it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a challenge. Trust me.
Oh, dear. She can't find the button. What about Kingsley? He is looking mighty fine and divine with your little princess tiara there. Come on up, Kingsley.
So I belong to a group. I'm the honorary male, and we have high tea with tiaras, which we call tea with tiaras once a month where I live. So I thought I'd pop my tiara on for you.
Absolutely awesome. And I saw Zoe came in without sparkles. She disappeared for a minute and she came back. Hello, Zoe. Just speak, honey, so you can come up on screen.
Of course, I got to bring the sparkles.
Yeah,
look at the show.
I love that. How'd you go, Sharon? Did you find your mute button? I've got a few more people hiding.
Oh,
there she is.
Seriously, there I am.
All right, there's a few other people hiding in the background with their cameras off. Hopefully it's because they've realised they haven't come sparkly and they're running around the room trying to get their sparkle on. Welcome to day number 5 of the Hidden Client Challenge. It's our last day together, but the event will be staying open until Wednesday midday next week so that you can catch up. So please don't forget to go back and go to sparklewithsally.com/home base and go catch up if you've missed anything. Now, there's a overarching theme for today, which is to get you to decide something differently and then commit to a timeline to start and finish, and then to finally celebrate on the other side. And if you realize in the midst of all that you need us, and you need a community and support, and then our academy is the next logical step. But get committed by cutting a check for speed and celebrating with us later on today in the welcome celebration. Now, we've had a few ahas. I've been loving watching your lives. We will be reaching out to everybody who committed to be a level 3 to make sure that you do continue to follow up. If you're joining us late, that does not mean that you don't have to do the home play and the live in 5s. It will be continuing, and keep an eye out. I've got something special planned coming for next month as well in regards to what we're going to be doing in the lead up to Christmas. Now, you've made it all this way through, and that alone is worth celebrating. You know, most people never actually finish what they started, but you did. And today is all about celebrating your wins and creating a 90-day plan, and also welcoming in all of those new academy people into our next cohort. So here's what we are going to be covering today. We are going to be looking at what we call context shifting. Then we're going to reinforce the power of one, and you will be setting your 90-day goal. Plus, of course, we'll end with your home play and your Live in 5 challenge, along with wrap up, prize draws, and we'll be having a welcome party for the new cohort at the end. So we've got a few people already registered. If you have locked in your call, please still come if we have not yet had a chance to have a conversation. If you've locked in your call, then stay around in the new cohort celebration. At least we can celebrate together with you. And then, of course, we'll still have our call together and decide if this is the right place for you to move forward. Now, all the live bonuses are still there, and also all the prizes will continue to be drawn daily. So we've got loads more days of daily prize draws coming. But let's now get stuck into today's content. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is context shifting. Who feels like they're always busy and you never seem to get anywhere? You're doing those tasks and it's like, did I actually get anything done today? Who feels like that a lot of the time, right? Yeah. Always something to do. Well, thanks, Zoe. This is where I want to talk to you about a thing that's called context shifting. Now, what context shifting is, you see, we all have this big idea, right? And we want to create a business, right? You've got this brilliant idea. You want to help people. You want to transform lives. And to get there, you need to build a bridge from that idea to the goal. But you see, what most of us are doing is building multiple bridges. Who feels like that? You're building multiple bridges. But what you end up with is lots of half-built bridges, right? And what happens is, because you're constantly context shifting, you end up not actually finishing what you started. So let's run some math. You know I like some sexy math. Let me share you. I didn't turn my little drawing pad on this morning. Let me look at me. I was too busy getting excited about all the clients and people. Where's my pen? Here it is. All right. So let's talk about this context shifting. You see, we all have many things that we could be doing, but what happens is, if you're building one bridge, right, you think what happens is, with that one bridge, your available time, right, for that one bridge, you give it 100% of your efforts. But what happens when we start building multiple bridges? So if we're building two bridges, you would think that you would be giving 50% time to both. But here's what happens through the loss, LSS, of context shifting. So when you move from bridge to bridge, you will actually lose 20% of your time when you are trying to do two bridges at once. So that means that each bridge only gets 40% of your time. Now think about it. As you jump from one project to another, you've got to remember, where did I leave off? And the thing is, the more complicated the thing is, the longer it takes for you to remember where you left off, right? So let's take that even further if you're building 3 bridges, you will actually lose 40% of your time, which means each bridge only gets 20% of focused available time. Now, let's go say you've got 4 on the go. That you lose 60. Woo! Let's do an undo. Undo. You lose 60%, which means only 10% available time and focused effort is on 4. And if we go all the way down to 5, you're only left with 5% per bridge because you will be losing 80% of your focus time on trying to switch context on what you were doing. Now, what does that mean in an 8-hour day? In an 8-hour day, that means that only 2 productive hours per day. Now, in a full 8-hour day, that is why you feel like you're really busy, but you're not getting anywhere because you're jumping from thing to thing to thing. So this is where I want you, and we're coming all the way back. If you are not hitting your income goals yet, you should be choosing one thing and dialing it in. If you're making lead magnet after lead magnet after lead magnet and you're not dialing it in, then you will be losing productivity, leads, and money. So who here, tell me in the chat, I usually ask this and I forgot to ask it before I shared the actual example, but how many bridges do you feel that you are currently building? Go on, get those tippy tap fingers out. How many do you feel like you're building? 8. That would probably be, I can see Zoe's face right now. This is probably why you were the first person to say that, yes, I'm always something to do, because it's all that context shifting that you're doing. Yeah, Kingsley's building a couple. So this is what I really want you to start to do, is let's be smart about what it is that we choose to work on. There are loads and loads and loads of different things that you could choose to work on. But are they the right activities? Are they the income producing activities? So let's go all the way back here to where we kind of kicked off at the start of this event about the power of 1. So with your power of 1, we have, oops, I'm losing my bits all over the place. We want 1 traffic source. So write down now, what is the one thing that you are going to choose to put, or which is the one activity, and to put your idea, or sorry, your funnel in front of. So these are new people. This is not posting on and letting the people that are currently following you. This is not about them and nurturing them. This is how am I going to get in front of new eyes? What's your answer there? Put it in the chat. So there are lots of different things that you can be thinking about for your traffic source. Are you going to use paid ads on Meta and Instagram and Facebook, which all go together? Are you going to be focusing in on going to networking events and building it that way? Are you going to focus on getting onto podcasts to get in front of new people? Whatever you choose, you need to choose it and do it well. All right, so we've got a few people. Yes, we've got markets at the moment. right? So when you're at the markets, you've got to not just sit behind the table. You've got to stand up and talk to people. You have to collect email addresses. You have to learn how to set up your table in a way that attracts people to it. You want to stand out from the masses at the market. You want to have prize draws on the table. Maybe some music or something fun to draw people over to you. It's not just putting a table on it, laying products out and saying, come to me, people, because they will not. Zoe says podcast, guest, and collaboration. So, do you have, if you're getting podcast guests, do you have a really good system to ensure that your podcast guests are also promoting the podcast that they're on to ensure that it gets out? Now, you've got to put together all the assets for them. Make it as simple as possible. Don't just expect they're going to do it. Write their emails for them. Create their graphics. Even tell them exactly what time to post. Give them scripts to use to go live. Make sure you send them all the reminders. Get them excited. And this is the thing, a lot of podcast guests will say yes, but they don't do the other work. So you've got to keep reaching out to them all the time. You know this, right? Like I know when I run large events and get people and you ask them to promote, they don't. Now also to get and make sure you fill your schedule with podcast guests every day, you should be researching and reaching out to potential guests and reaching and researching for podcasts that you could go on. So when I did the podcast thing, what I did was every day I had to find 10 new people to get onto a podcast with. I would listen to their podcast. I would find something that resonates. I would lead with love when I reached out to them and tell them how amazing they are and edify them. I would then send them a podcast deck so they can see what I'm all about. But I would also tell them a specific topic that may serve their clients, not be competitive, but be complementary to their audience. Now, I would do 10 new people every single day. Then I would, at the next week, so let's say we do, let's just say Monday to Friday, that's 50 podcasts that you've reached out to in a week. Then the following Monday, you do another 10, but you reconnect and follow up with the 10 from the Monday before. So you've got 20 follow-ups to do on Monday. Then let's circle all the way back around to the next Monday. Now you've got 20 follow-ups and 10 more to add. Remember that snowball effect we spoke about on day 3? Can you see how that would snowball? And if you keep following up, you're bound to get a yes. So this is where you go deep on your traffic source, whether it's networking, whether it's podcasting, whether it's paid. We do paid, but I go deep on paid. We test so many different things. But in the early days, I did the podcast thing. I've done that. I've also done collaborations where I reach out to people and I ask if I can present for their audience. And if we get clients, they get paid. So they're called joint venture partners. So there are so many different opportunities and ways to get in front of new people. And inside of the academy, we go deep and share all the strategies of the different types of ways to get in front of people. But you've got to really, really do it well. You can't just be half-assed because you're not going to get to your income goals if you truly don't put in that effort. You see, when it comes to running your business, it's the work up front that allows you to have the freedom later. As a business owner, we have to do more to begin with than most so that we can have the freedom and the lifestyle that most don't get. But we put all of that hard work in up front so we can have that laptop lifestyle. Look at Ash yesterday. She was literally out of the office all day, but she was not out of the office. She was helping family all day, supporting her family, but she was still in the office. Pretty cool, right? You're going to be able to see a lot of that with us because we're going to be doing loads more live events next year and traveling all over the countryside. So you'll be seeing us working for you in loads of different locations. All right. So what was the other one? So the other one is one clear message. Do you know exactly what your message is? If you were speaking to somebody, can you explain it in baby terms, like grade 5 level terms, about what you do without confusing them, without using all these fancy, I call them flowery words because you want to sound smart? It needs to be clear and simple. The next one is one, Kingsley's got it, one lead magnet. Oops, why are you doing this to me? One lead magnet. Now, that lead magnet really is one promotion type, right? So there's loads of different promotional things that you can do, from book funnels to webinars, evergreen mini trainings, challenges. This is what we do. You can call challenges lots of different things, masterclasses, boot camps, it's just a naming thing. But at the end of the day, we're teaching something to people live on repeat. You could actually do 3-day events, right? You could do retreats to bring in other people's audiences. So what will be your one lead magnet? And then you have to make data-driven decisions on how to measure and optimize that funnel. Now, the other thing is one dream client. Now, we spoke about this on day number 1, and we helped you dial it in with the dot client, right? And that dot client allows you to get a clear message. It also allows you to choose what traffic source. Where do they hang out? What is the thing that they prefer to do? All right, so one clear traffic source, one message, one lead magnet, one dream client. And as you dial this in, my goal here is to simplify what it is that you do. Not to give you more, but to make life easier, because your business does not need to be confusing. You don't need to be building multiple bridges, and you should be selling finally into one offer, one irresistible offer. When you give people too many choice, people just don't choose. So if you are not yet hitting your income goals, all roads should lead to your core offer. All roads should lead to your core offer. Now, has anybody heard of a value ladder before? You know what a value ladder is? It's when you stack your offer and it looks a bit like this. Okay, so at the bottom, you give away something for free in return for an email address. The next step up is a tripwire. Now, these are usually valued between $1 to about the $47 mark. It's at that price point where people don't really have to ask permission, which you shouldn't be doing anyway. You should be asking for support. But it's like, when you're standing at the checkout at the grocery store and they put those little treats in front of you, they're there for a reason. They want you to grab that little chocolate and stick it on the checkout. So that's a tripwire. Then you have your low ticket offer. Now, your low ticket offer is sort of between that $47, it can go $97. So that's your low ticket offer. It might be just a small portion of your larger program. Then you have, say, your course, or your membership. And your course or your membership, that's usually anywhere between sort of that $97 up to maybe $997. And that course or membership, once you include the coaching component, so it's not just evergreen where they just go through it, you add that coaching, this becomes your high ticket offer. And that can be anywhere from sort of the $1,000 up to maybe $3,000 to $4,000. Because now they have you, they have community, they have accountability, and it increases the likelihood of them actually getting results. Then finally, we have your premium product, which is probably more like your one-on-one, right? And that one can be as high as you feel that the value of your product is worth. So our higher ticket offers are like around that $25,000 to $40,000 mark, depending on what things that people need. Now, while all roads should lead from free to high ticket. Because let's say, for example, the people that would buy a $47 offer and a $97 offer and a $197 offer, the messaging, the type of person, the way you speak to them is very different than somebody who is willing to invest $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $6,000 for a high ticket offer. So you're diluting your messaging when you're trying to sell at every step in the value ladder. Until you hit your income goal, all roads should lead to your high ticket offer. And it just becomes math. Type in the chat for me, what is your monthly income goal? Go on, get those tippy tap fingers out. Type it in the chat. What is your income goal? Now, let's say, for example, okay, we've got one already coming in. Kingsley says $10,000. Sharon says $5,000. So let's say you are constantly trying to sell, say, a $97 offer, and you want to make $10,000. So if we divide 97 into 10,000, you have to sell 103 $97 offers, right? How many people do you think you need to be able, like that's just on your list. Imagine how many people you need on your list to say, yes, I want to buy. And at any given time, only 2% of your audience is actually ready to buy. So do the math on that. How many would you need to get 103 sales to hit that $10,000? Now, let's say it is a $2,000 offer, right? Into 10,000. I don't even need a calculator for that one. It's 5 $2,000 yeses. It is way easier to sell 5 $2,000 offers than it is to sell 103 $97 offers. It is just math. And it's a lot harder to get those smaller sales on mass than it is to sell high ticket first. Now, once you've nailed your high ticket offer, then you can start adding in the rest of the things on your value ladder. This premium one right here at the top, this one, it could be, say, $25,000. But then when someone says no to 25,000 and then you say, well, the next level down rather than one-on-one is part of our group program and that's only $2,000, how much cheaper, or not cheaper, but how much more valuable does it feel when I first offer the 25,000 and you say no? And then I say, well, we've got another option. It's just you don't get that one-on-one time, but you'll still get loads of value, and in a group will help you, and you do get one-on-one time within the group, and that's only $2,000. Much easier for somebody to say yes to that when you go high and slowly come down. Now, if they say no to the high ticket, then you tell them about the course or the membership. And then if they say no to that, you can tell them about your low ticket offer. But that happens privately on a call. At the moment, out to your traffic source, you're getting them to book a call for your high ticket offer. You sell high and then you go down because they'll go no, 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 yes. Now, on average, most people will say no 3 times before they say yes. And they'll see the value and then they might upgrade, right? But until you hit that income goal, everything must point to that high ticket offer, or you're just diluting your message. You're making it harder to measure the data. You're just complicating your business. Any aha moments right there, guys? Right? We want you to simplify what it is that you do and not overcomplicate things. All right, let's move into now your 90-day plan. So with your 90-day plan, we're going to do a bit of GSD here together now. You are going to map out what it is that you are going to do for the next 90 days. All right. So for your 90-day plan, I want you to think of one clear, smart goal. All right, so smart. It needs to be specific. All right, make sure, that's meant to be white, make sure it is specific. Make sure you can measure the results in some way. It needs to be attainable. So you can't make $1 million in 90 days if you have not yet hit your income goal. So make sure it is attainable and realistic. And finally, time bound. Now, time bound is in 90 days, what's something specific? In 90 days, I will grow my email list by 100. That's measurable. Is it attainable? If so, yes, that's great. If you say by 20,000 emails, that's not attainable or realistic. Maybe it is within 90 days, I'm going to have 3 sales, 1 a month, right? So now it's measurable, it's attainable, and it's realistic. Then once we get that down, we're going to choose 3 action steps that are going to get you there. So the next part of your 90-day goal is 3 action steps. So for example, if you want to grow your email list, what are 3 action steps that you're going to take to make sure you hit that goal for your email list growth. Then, actually, let's just do this part first of the GSD, and then we will come back and map out the next part as well. So I'm going to give you all, and even if you're on the replay, go grab that pen and paper right now, because you are going to do this GSD right alongside of everybody else. Okay, so I'm going to give you 5 minutes to start doing your GSD. So I will just set up a timer and put on some music and your SMART goals. If I can find my little music button, because I have to choose music that is allowed to be played on the lives.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. No, you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. Around your mind tricks and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. No, you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. In the beginning I just didn't know that you're an enemy I held too close. Now I know, cause you did everything to prove me wrong. You were not the guy I thought. Now I'm beating you at your own. Yeah. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. And you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. Around your mind tricks and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. No, you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. Yeah, I beat you at your game, and if you were me, you would do the same. Man, I really love to play, and now that I won, then it's safe to say, no, you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. Around your mind tricks and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. No, you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. No, you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. Around your mind tricks and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. No, you
Alrighty, how'd we all go? Who's willing to come up and share what their 90-day goal is? Who's ready to come up and share? Go on. Sharon, let's bring you up. I know you're a GSD kind of gal. Yes? Her head's going like this. I think she's still writing. Hey, Sharon. Hang on, let me just bring you.
Hey.
How'd you go?
Yeah, good. My plan is to have everything set up so that I can start selling my course.
Yes.
So my plan is to sell 6 beta courses.
Yep.
Within the 90 days.
Love that.
But the plan, so to do that, I have to finish Business in a Box.
Yep.
And then I need to map out the course, even though we've done it in our mapping session. So I still need to work out what I'm going to teach.
Yes. Yep.
For the 8 to 12 weeks. And then I've got to plan the lessons. And then I've got to pick recipes and stuff that I'm going to give out for free and do in the class. And so that's all I've got up to. But,
okay, that's great. So I'm going to do some strategy right here with you now.
Yep.
We've already mapped out the program. To get 6 sales, you spending more time mapping out the course is not going to get you sales, if that's your smart goal. So your first goal should be a lead funnel.
Okay, yeah.
So first, actually finish the Business in a Box so that you can get your head around how the software works that will support the funnel. So that would be my first action step. Second would be to choose the lead magnet and build the funnel for that specific lead magnet. And then the third step is put it in front of a traffic source. Now, as that is filling with leads, then you can start playing around and going deeper on your course, right? Because what we've done is you've learned how to use the software through the Business in a Box. You've built a lead funnel, and then you are working daily on putting that lead magnet in front of new people. But in between, when you want some creative time, then work on your course. Because a lot of people will just keep building and playing in their course or making pretty graphics because it's fun, it's easy, and it's comfortable. The most uncomfortable part of this plan will be traffic source, right?
Okay, all right, cool.
But that's where the results happen. Awesome. All right.
Okay.
Oh, look, Sharon's here and she's brought the sparkle as well. I saw you jumped in late, so I'm not sure if you did the planning, but just come up and show us your sparkle. Just unmute, Sharon, and start talking, and that will bring you up on screen. The other Sharon of the 3 or 4 Sharons we have here this week. She's looking for the button. She'll find it. There she is. Hi, look at you. Hello. Lovely to see you bringing in some sparkle, baby.
Yeah. So planning, I'm hoping to plan a mini challenge, and it's going to be it's self-care spinal flow course.
Yes.
And I'm going to try and get lives done once a week.
Yes.
On Sharon's Secrets. and I'm going to be downloading those. And that's sort of going to be part of my videos.
Yes.
And I've got quite a few sort of saved of other things.
Yep.
And just putting that all together to put onto my website to have like an online thing. My one-on-ones, I treat people in my room, but they can go home and get much better by doing these different things.
Yep.
So it's not like physio doing exercises or chiropractor having this and that. It's lifestyle things as well as learning how to get your spinal wave going in yourself. So it's I'm working on that.
Yeah. Well, that's great to hear, because a lot of our people that have an in-person, like a room that people come into so you can serve them privately. We've got lots of different therapists and consultants and, you know, things that have their own rooms. But by having an additional resource that when they go home, like a course or mindset work or journaling and things like that, that can help to reinforce what they do in the room with you. But also what that will allow you to do is serve more people that can't get into the room with you.
Yes.
Right? So that's a good first step, is to really start defining out all the things that you want to create digital assets for. But don't spend too long there, because at the end of the day, getting in front of new people is the way we're going to get new clients as well. Okay. So you don't want to spend your full 90 days just making pretty stuff and courses. Every day be marketing. Right? We've got to be marketing every day. And that way you won't go through peaks and troughs of having clients and no clients. Have you booked a call, Sharon? Because I'd love to map out a full strategy with you on how we can actually make sure that you're picking the right jobs in the right order. If you haven't booked a call yet, please do, because I will send you away with a step-by-step plan as well. Oh, Linda's brought some sparkle as well. Linda, come on up, baby. Unmute and let's show off your sparkle. She's looking for the button, looking for the button, looking for the button, hunting, hunting, hunting. There she is.
I did it.
Hey.
Unmuted. All the way from New Zealand.
We have so many New Zealand clients. I love that. I love that.
Do you?
Yes, we do. We've got quite a few New Zealand clients.
I'm new, very new.
You're brand new to us. Well,
cool.
you're bringing
I'm
the
very
sparkle.
New.
I love that.
Thank you.
I saw that you
just
wrote
thought,
that you
what
had.
can I do?
Pardon?
You know, I'm just saying I went and grabbed some quick sparkle and ran back. Here I am.
Look
ready.
at you go, girl. I love that. I can always tell on a sparkle day when the camera goes dark, I'm like, oh, are they going to get some sparkle to come back?
Yeah. I even had my backup little rubbish bin here in case it didn't work. Oh, where are we up there?
That's so awesome. I love it. So, Linda, did you write out and do that GSD for your 90-day plan?
I did write it down, yes. I've got it right here. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound.
Exactly. Awesome. Did you want to share? Did you actually do your plan at all?
No.
No?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I just, I haven't been able to, but I'm here now. And
fabulous.
My son's mowing the lawn. It's so frustrating. Go away.
It's okay. We
but
can't
yeah,
tell.
I am new at social media and I'm just learning. So you're my favorite person to come to, though, because I haven't seen you until the last couple of weeks. And then, yeah, it just seems really cool. It's like I could do what you're doing, but I'm no way ready for that. But yeah, I'm having a product demo in the weekend at my house.
Nice.
So
That's
the first thing.
fabulous. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, since you're brand new, keep following and stalking, okay? We've got lots of good things happening. We've got something special coming in December that I haven't yet announced. And just so keep watching and stalking us because we've got some really fun things organised for our Christmas month. And we're actually planning a 3-day event where I'll tell you more about that in the coming days once we lock it all down. Awesome. Our man in the room, our gentleman, Kingsley, come on up. How did you go with your 90-day plan?
Well, I actually went quite well because I'm in multi-level marketing, so it's slightly different to running a course or having a really high ticket item. So I chose to have 12 new ambassadors in my team.
Yeah.
It's attainable, it's realistic, and it's time bound because it's 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
So 21 February 26.
Yep. And what are the 3 action steps you're going to do to make
The
sure?
3 action steps are I'm going live on Instagram every day, which I've started this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to build my email list from that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to follow up and track every single contact.
Fabulous. Okay. So going live on Instagram is great. How big is your following on Instagram?
It's about 500 people at this stage.
Okay. So try and find out as you're going live, track the numbers of people that are watching.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another way, we've got to think, how do we get in front of new eyes, right? So you've got 500 on your list, but how are you going to get in front of new people? Because so there's 7 stages of the customer's life cycle. And by going live, that's actually stage 3 when you're going live on your social media, which is nurture to convert. So it's not actually growing an audience. Yes, definitely ask to get their email address and opt in through your lead magnet. But how are we going to get in front of new eyes? And now I saw you did book an appointment, Kingsley. So when you come in, I'm going to give you some strategies that specifically relate to Instagram and how to get in front of new eyes using your Instagram account, okay? So we'll go deeper into that and make sure that you've got that plan. Now, I do want to kind of preface this to all of our network marketers out there or people who are selling physical products. Your business is no different than what I'm teaching you here. I was in network marketing. I became the top team builder in all of APAC, all of the Asia Pacific region, number 3 in the world. And you know who was number 2? My upline, because I taught her my method and we started competing against each other. So, and I think it was 63 personal recruits in a single month that I had, right? And it became because of that snowball effect. So stop thinking that you're selling the product. It's not the product. It's the experience and the feeling that people get when they buy the product, right? What feelings, emotional, transformational, educational, that people get from your product. And from that, how can you educate them? Now, it doesn't always have to be about the product itself. It could be something that uses the product. So, for example, our amazing Sharon, who's part of this upcoming cohort, she sells Flavorista, which are like lots of herbs and spices and all things nices, rubs. And so her education is around cooking. Real food, real easy. Kingsley, yours is about travel. Lots of travel tips, how to travel, how to pack, how to be comfortable on a plane, how to sleep on a plane, right? what some of the best cruises you've been on, what type of cruises are different types of cruises, how to choose the best hotels, what to look for when you go to third world countries. Can you see? You can still educate without saying, here's my product that I sell. It becomes secondary because you are selling an experience or a feeling. The product is the feature that they get, but they're buying the experience or the feelings that go alongside it. So I get this, and it's very common. People who sell products in network marketing or physical products, and Sharon's shifting her messaging now. It took her a little while to move from how do I sell my product? How do I sell my product? No. Let's focus on education. The product will just automatically sell when people start following you for the cool stuff that you educate around. All right. So it is actually the same. That's what I did. I sold beauty products, pretty nails and makeup and things. And what did I do? I taught people how to use it, but also what to do, like glow in the dark ones when you go out partying at New Year's Eve, right? Education. And then I also had another course, and especially for network marketers, I created a course on recruiting because I got real good at it. So why not share what I got good at? So that way, I was educating people on how to grow their teams on network marketing. And I can tell you, within the company, so many people started competing with me. I had people ringing me saying, can I come and stay with you when we launch next and go into a new country? Ash was in the same. We got on that highest ranking board together many times. So You've got two audiences in network marketing. You've got the people who have a dream to run a business and have the freedom, and then you've got the consumer. The money's in the team, to be honest, right? But then getting two strong legs, that's a challenge as well, right? It's finding those diamonds in the rough, that needle in the haystack, and I've got strategies as well how to segment your team, because if you start getting a really big team, you can't serve everybody. So there's ways in which you segment your team as well, so you know where you need to spend the most amount of time. So, if you do end up joining us in the strategy sessions that I run every week, I'm definitely there to help you strategize on how to build that team alongside of creating educational content that really serves your audience. All right, who else do we have in the room who's willing to come up and share? A few people have got their cameras on. I'm not going to force you to come up. That's fine. All righty. Let's dive now into your home play. Oh, no, I have one more task. Don't let the last 5 days be wasted. From that list, I don't want you to choose to do everything next week. Have a look at that list of things you need to do, and I want you to pick one thing to focus on next week. One thing from that list of tasks. Next week you can do a different one, but I want you to really give it all of your attention. So if it's building a funnel, that's what you do next week. If you're not sure what the lead magnet should be, well, maybe that's what you do next week. But just one thing, one action for next week. So have a look at your list right now and try to choose that one thing. Now, if you haven't yet booked a call, please go book a call, because we can look through this 90-day action plan together, and I can also help you to decide, are you choosing the right action steps in the right order? Strategy is my jam. I love it. I will probably tell you to do something that isn't as comfortable as making pretty graphics, because the income producing activities, they're usually the ones that aren't comfortable but actually get you the results that you're looking for. All right. So let's now talk about home play. Your home play for today. I want you to actually, I've hit the wrong button. I want you to write your one clear, smart goal for the next 90 days. Remember, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Then 3 action steps that will get you there. Now, what I want from you as well on this live is, what was your biggest aha from this challenge? And that's around the wrong way. And it was meant to say, what's your one action step next week? So just to recap, 1 clear, smart goal for the next 90 days, 3 action steps that will get you there. What will be your first focus action task for next week? And what has been your biggest aha for this challenge? Now, the fun part, my favorite, is your Go Live in 5. So Live in 5 today is you're now going to verbally to the community let us know what is that 90-day goal and what will you be doing next week to ensure that you start on that path of building one bridge. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I'm very curious to know, when you found this little ad probably on Instagram or Facebook and you click the button and you popped your details onto that form, what did you expect when you signed up for this challenge? Right? Did you just opt in not really knowing what you were opting in for? Or was there a particular thing that you saw that you're like, yeah, I could learn about that? Then I want you to share what has been your biggest win from this challenge, your biggest aha. I'm hoping something new that shifts the way you do business. And then finally, now that you've attended one or multiple challenges, some of you keep coming back and back, what would you say to somebody thinking about joining one of our challenges? Now, if that's okay with you, we're probably going to snip it and use this in some of our testimonials, but we'll double check if we like it and if you're okay with that before we do, because as you know, the GSD community is a judgment-free private space for you to practice, so we will not use it if you don't want us to yet. Now, I do actually have a few shout-outs. Sharon Sawtell, congratulations for going live on your own community. I'm so proud of you, Sharon. You have no idea. The whole team was talking about you in our group chat last night after we saw your live. That's so awesome, Sharon. And keep it up, girl. You're doing amazing things. How did you feel? Let us know. How did you feel going live on your community?
Yeah, it was good. I had 2 people watching me, which I didn't think anyone would, but that was good. Actually, two people that I haven't seen in the group for a very long time, so that's always good.
Fabulous.
But yeah, no, I'm going to go once a week. I'm either going to do like cooking tips or maybe cook something.
Yeah.
Live, and I don't have to show my face all the time. Like, that was just, yeah.
So keep coming to strategy, because I've got loads of different tips. We're working on a particular thing at the moment, and definitely keep your live going.
Yep.
But we also do some practices around how to set up your camera, especially for cooking. I've helped lots of people in that niche do lives and teach. So we'll do some practice sessions together as well. And just coming back to the practice thing, who was it that went live in the community to practice their video? I can't remember who it was. Does any of the team remember? Deborah, thank you.
It's Deborah.
Thank you. So Deborah went live just to practice what she was going to do as her welcome post into her community. So if you're trying out new software, if you're trying out different cameras, if you're trying out different locations to film, just practice in the group. That's what it's there for. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe you want to practice your framing. Where do you have to stand to make sure that you're framed well, right? What's the lighting look like? So please, I keep wanting to tell you what's happening in December. Ash is like, no. All right. Another shout out to Mary Martin. So, Mary Martin, your biggest block is self-belief and backing yourself. So, I love that you're going to look at it differently by doing a daily thing and watching yourself. When you watch yourself back, I can tell you it becomes a little bit like therapy, right? Because sometimes we share things and tips on stuff we know we should also be doing, but maybe we're not. I remember when I was going through, it was called TACT, TACT, so Trauma Acceptance Commitment Therapy. And after that session on a Thursday, I would come home and I would go live and call it Thoughtful Thursday. And I would repeat some of the mindset techniques and mindfulness techniques, which I didn't even know about mindfulness until I actually did this therapy. And then on a Thursday, I just do Thoughtful Thursday. Has anyone ever heard the term, the best way to learn is to teach? Because when you want to teach people something, what you've got to do then is you've got to actually remember. So you've got to re-look at your notes. And I used to just go live with 1 or 2 little dot points, and then I'd look down to look at my next dot point, and I just talk on the thing. But then I'd watch it back and I'm like, take your own advice, Sally. Take your own advice. Sharon Barnett, her biggest block is her family. She doesn't want to lose time with them. Sharon, when you have freedom of a laptop lifestyle like this and you're able to move around and still serve people, you know, sometimes we will go out for dinner with the family and I have to do a live, and we're out for dinner for like 3 hours, right? You go, you have a few drinks, you talk, and then you order, and then the food comes out. Quite often, I'll tell you, I'll just duck quickly into the kids' playroom if it's not busy, and I'll get my live done, and then I'm back out at the dinner table in 5 to 10 minutes time. Right? So as you're educating people and you're doing your lives, and then I remember the local pub that my mum and dad go to every Tuesday, right? They're like, how do you do that? I said, oh, just ducking off to do some work, just real quick. I'll be back in 10. And then they all started talking about me like, what does she do? What's her work? Right? That started conversations, and guess what? I got a client from that. Right? Because they're curious about what you're doing. How often I will be on holidays and I still have to do my Tuesday live. So I've just got to make sure on a Tuesday I've got the internet. So you can, if you try to build a laptop lifestyle around your business, you can work from anywhere, just like Ash was yesterday, supporting her family. She had a sick family member who was in hospital. She had to be there all day to care for them, but she was still here working in the room all day. And just, you know, had to drop out when she had to go into different rooms and as she was driving home. So if we shift our mindset around what we can do, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this until I die, seriously. I love this so much. It really is a passion to help others. And like, I swear I'll be on my deathbed and probably going live going, I had a good life, people. See you on the other side, right? Alrighty. Kingsley taking action, posted workshop Wednesday and tech throwback Thursday videos on his page, and he wants to go to Paris, booking a first class ticket without worrying about money. That sounds like an amazing, amazing goal. My friend's my daughter's best friend actually just did a massive Europe tour, and she Zoomed or FaceTimed in and showed us the Eiffel Tower at night while she was sitting on the grass. Now think about that as somebody who sells travel experiences. Wherever you go, Kingsley, all you need is the internet to show your amazing lifestyle, and then get more people going, oh, I'd like to be able to do that. And maybe you can meet different people around the world. So there are so many things we can do with our laptop as long as there's internet. You know, surprisingly, when I went over to Malaysia, There was even internet on all the buses, right? So I wish we had that here in Australia. So there's internet in so many places. We were in a hotel that didn't have internet, but up on the roof, if I hung my phone over, we could pick up the internet from the cafe across the road and I could do my live. So there's always a way. You know, if there is a will, there is a way. And I really hope that this challenge has inspired you to maybe make a shift in the way you see your business chaining you to a computer or chaining you to a product, because it is way, way more than that. And we can create a laptop lifestyle, a growth lifestyle with our business. One of the attendees said, what was it? If you do work that feels like play, you will never retire. And this is what we do. Look at our team. I mean, they're all dressed in sparkle. I can see, like, Beverly's wearing her dog's glasses. Ash got her sister up, who is not feeling well, to wrap her in tin foil. And Vinodi's come in looking like this Egyptian goddess. And all props and shout outs to John's amazing wife. Honestly, she has gotten so creative with his mask. It even says OmniSam. Why? Because business should be fun, and we try to bring a lot of fun into our team. And for our community, we'll be having a Christmas party in the lead up to Christmas. So, of course, there'll be a theme and a dress up and awards and recognition for both the team and for the client. So that's coming in December, and that one I'm allowed to talk about. All right. So not only when you come and join us will you get the strategy, the support, but you'll also get all these crazies hanging out with you like us, cheering you on with all our sparkle. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up now, and hang in the room if you have booked an appointment with us or you are starting or part of this new cohort. We're about to do our welcome celebration. We'll be sharing all the resources with you, helping you get hooked up. Even if we haven't and you put your application in, you are welcome to stay. Ash will drop a link for you to go book an appointment, because I promise you'll still walk away with an action list of things to do to make sure that you do pick the right things in the right order. Now, for those who have joined us late, you have not yet missed out. Hopefully you have already gone back and you've done all the previous tasks, or if this is the first video you're catching, go back. All the replays will be found on sparklewithsally.com/home base. They will be up there until the countdown timer hits 0 on home base, because that's when we'll be officially kicking off with our new cohort. I did forget to bring the cohort numbers, but I believe it's 6 or 7 of the 12 have now been taken. Yeah, around about that. So 6 or 7 of the spots of the 12 have already been snapped up. So there is a few left. If you're thinking that it's something maybe for later, do still come and see us, because we have waiting lists as well for those who may need to wait. But hopefully you're ready to kick it off. I will tell you, because of the Christmas break, anyone who does join us in the lead up, we will be throwing a bonus month in. Instead of 12, you'll get a bonus 13th month because of the Christmas break. All of our existing people, we've already set plans with them or are setting plans with them over the Christmas period. Those people who are in the health and wellness space, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you are running and getting ready for a promotion coming in January. Because what do people do in January? New Year's resolutions. So if you're in the health and wellness space, this is the perfect time in your season to be planning for the end of December and New Year for your promotions. For us, by the time we get to Christmas in business, my ideal clients are taking a break, right? They don't want to do anything new. So we don't run promotions through the Christmas period because it doesn't work for our niche. But if you are in the health and wellness niche, you definitely should have something planned for New Year's resolutions and start promoting that from after Christmas through to New Year. One thing I used to do when I was doing life coaching is we would do a vision board challenge in December, planning for January New Year's resolutions. It was called the Sparkle Vision Board Challenge. So that was then able to help people shift their mindset, and I was able to get some life coaching clients come January. I don't do life coaching anymore because after I did it for 3 or 4 years, I realized that I'm not cut out to listen to people complain more than 3 times and not take action. But there are other people out there that are totally fine with that. When you're ready to take action and someone to hold you accountable and call you on your shit, maybe when you're making excuses that aren't real, then I'm your girl. I even have a whip back here that I pull out and say, do I have to get the whip out for you to make that video? Right? And if you want a soft place to fall, then I say, go talk to Jenny. She's our mindset coach, and go and see Ash because she's our customer success manager. But I'm there to get the whip out and make sure you get the right things done in the right order. All right, for everyone on the live, thank you so much for joining us. For those still in the room and those thinking of joining who want to come to the after party, then hang on in as we say goodbye. And as always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get one income producing activity done each and every day. And Ashley Dunstan, what else?
Everyday be marketing.
All right, guys. Bye for now. We'll see you soon.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine, go